Hey y'all, can y'all hear me now? I was talking to, but y'all couldn't hear me, girl. So I had to go out and come back in and I set up my whole other laptop in the process. Hey cuz, how you doing, Maria? And I set up my whole other laptop in the process and realized y'all the reason y'all couldn't hear me, y'all know I work from home. So I got one laptop that I be doing this on, and then I have my work from home laptop, my work laptop. Girl, why I had the whole headset plugged into the other laptop. And that's why y'all couldn't hear me. Y'all forgive me. Y'all know I had threw this together real quick, cause baby, y'all was over there like no legit going live, and I was like, yeah, baby, if y'all want me to. Hey, cousin, I miss you too, cousin. Y'all go follow my cousin page, baby. They be cooking and doing all kind of stuff on their page. If y'all into, cooking and you know, um. Facial products and things like that, this different things to help cleanse your skin, different recipes and everything like that, child. Oh, y'all go follow my cousin on YouTube. Let me see who we got in here, baby. Cool gamer. Thank you. I'm so glad you like my stream. Let me go to the top here. And I'm going to say what I got to say, y'all. And then I might go ahead and drop the link. Hey, Q. Hey, just me, Cheryl. Hey, Andrea. Hey, Tanisha. Hey, Naturally More. Girl, we going to get into it. We gonna get into it. Hey Cheryl, my favorite Liberian cayenne pepper. Hey Nicole, my boo. You know I love you, Nicole. I want to thank you so much for all of the messages and everything you sent to me while I was sick. And I appreciate all of you all who sent me messages as well. Hey Melissa. Yeah, bro, I saw I was on mute. I'm so glad it's back now. It's the no sound, no sound. Hey, Larga, how are you, my beau? How are you? Girl, I can't even talk after listening to Wanda. My phonics unhooks. Hey, JT28. Hey, JT28, my boo girl. You know we about to get it started because you know what my trigger word is, and don't you be typing it up in this chat, okay? Hey, Kiana. Hey, Jam. How are you? Hey, Tanga. How are you? Hey, Tawana, my boo. How are you? Hey, sexy mama, how are you? Oh, you can't hear anything. I hope you be able to come back. Y'all can hear me now. All right. Hey, Yocrates, how are you, my love? All right. So I'm so glad y'all can hear me. Let's go ahead. Hey, Norris Tony, how are you, my boo? Hey, Yvette. Okay. I'm so glad it got work. Come on, what you say, baby? Come on, come on and explain the lies, baby. I can't explain them lies, but them lies that we heard. But let's go ahead and get into it. First of all, if you're new here, go ahead and like the channel. If you've been here, I mean, Lord, if go ahead and like the video and subscribe. If you've been here and been watching in the bushes, go ahead and subscribe, okay? And then, of course, as always, if you feel so inclined to do so, we do accept super chats, joining of the channels, and cash apps as well. Let me go ahead and put up my banner, child, so y'all can know where I'm at and where to find me on the social media platforms because I do be tweeting. Okay, I'm so glad you came back, girl. I had to get my whole life together. Oh no, Norris, my family is in your prayers, boo. Message me if you guys need anything. Let me know, or I'll message you when we get off of here, Norris, because I want to check on you and make sure how you doing, my love. Let me close these notifications right quick so I don't be getting nothing else because I hear that in my ear. All right, there we go. So I want to make sure you checking, everything's okay with you, Norris. Hey, Chosen, how are you? How are you? All right. So, like I said, if y'all been here before, baby, y'all know what to do. Okay. Now let's go ahead and get into it. But before we get started, I want to give a special shout out to Giving You the Real Tea, Scotty by Nature TV, and Josiah, okay, for doing that roast and review with Miss Wanda, which allowed me to go ahead and have more content. So one thing I always want to do is credit the content creators of where I get the content from, if I get it from a content creator. And those guys did an awesome, awesome job. I do also want to say, sometimes I know you guys get mad in the comments, but we have to be professional. Even if it's not a formal interview, we have to be professional because you don't want to offend the guest that's on your channel, but also you don't want to have other people look at how you treated someone on your channel and decide they don't want to give you any more interviews. You know what I'm saying? So, those guys did a wonderful, wonderful job to me, in my opinion. Now, with that being said, show enough for Karen. First of all, I want to talk about, baby, why you was sitting up in there in that chef hat. I mean, I know that's your thing that you doing, girl. And you had the whole show enough sign with the lights. I felt like I was sitting in the scene from somebody in Freddy Krueger's Nightmares. And that's what I felt like. Hey, Linda Gamble, how are you, my boo? That's what I felt like. I was like, what the hell is this? What the hell what do she have on? And thank you for watching from Bermuda, child. Come on now. And hey, Mother Black Diamond, how are you? I just feel like, baby, what do you have on? I kept trying to figure it out the whole time. It was very distracting. Then she put some kind of pillow that looked like pom poms from Party City up in her lap, all while blaming everything male for everything, including the price of tea in China. I just couldn't, baby, I just couldn't get with it. I just couldn't. So Wanda said this was the main lie. Like, it was a long interview, y'all. But I'm gonna cut to the parts that really just pissed me off, because at the end of the day, first of all, you're gonna talk about, I'm not gonna, I don't have to tell y'all nothing. I don't have to tell nobody nothing. But if you gonna, be real with yourself. You know what I'm saying? You don't gotta be real with me, but be real with yourself. And I'm like, girl, when you gonna be real with yourself? Okay? When you gonna be real with yourself? Because you sat up here and gave nothing but a bullshit ass Karen. And that's just the truth. And I listen, I hate to say it like that, but that's just what it was. Wanda, you were Karen because you contradict yourself in your foolery, in your mess. You hit the nail on the head when you say you run your mouth. And that was one thing I can say you was 100% honest about in this interview. You run your mouth so much that you don't even realize that you contradicting your damn self. Because at the same time, you're going to say, well, Mel mentioned me. She mentioned my name when she was talking about my baby daddy. I didn't care. I didn't care. I don't care nothing about that man, but she mentioned my name. If you didn't care nothing about that man, then why you called that man to ask that man if he was in that woman inbox? You could have just gave a response. You could have just gave a response. Okay. Then you want to talk about, oh, you don't care what people say about you. Well, if you don't care what people say about you, then why you get on your internets, on the internet, and make up stories and go live about everything that is said? Girl, stop playing with me. Stop playing in my face. See, if you want to come on and you want to talk about bloggers being one sided, nobody's one sided. You want to talk about everybody, at least not me. Let me say that. I'm not one sided. I drag everybody. Like I told y'all, Melody by herself is boring to me. To me, I don't feel like she can carry a show on her own. I do not. Okay, that me personally, I wouldn't sit down and just watch Mel and Miss Van. Hey, mama, you like this for my photo shoot for my advertisement? Now, what I will watch is the TikToks with her and the children, or the lives with her and the children. I watch that. Give me 2 or 3 minutes of that. Other than that, I'm done. Not she cannot carry a whole show. The show was based on an ensemble cast. But you want to sit up here and talk about the bloggers or looking up information on you and your family. But the reason why people are looking up information on you and your family, because y'all are hypocrites. Y'all do one thing, y'all start in the middle of the story, and then y'all want to come back and say, but no, this is where it's at. You want to act like what Mel said on Carlos King TV show, Nightcap with Carlos King, about Wanda baby daddy being my inbox. I don't know. Ask Tisha, that's her daddy. You want to start right there as if this was the beginning. That wasn't the beginning. That was about the middle, and this fight was the end. Wanda, you set up on Facebook and did 50, 11 lives about this lady called her all kind of whores and everything else. And then she finally said something. We're gonna act like that was the straw that broke the camel back for you when your mouth started opening, when your mouth been going on and on and on and on and on. You was on a live about your potatoes, and we ended up talking about Mel. You was on a live talking about the issue with Kiki, and we ended up talking about Mel. Like, girl, everything ended up leading back to Mel. I am so sick of y'all acting like Mel can control everybody. Mel bought 1974 neck aging like a banana, don't really have no storyline, want to find her mom and have a baby. We want to act like Mel put this lady on his. Mel can't control what come out of nobody mouth. Everything is Mel, 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 Mel. Y'all give Mel too much power. That lady have condos, motel, beaches, beach resorts, all inclusives set up in y'all head for what? For what? It is absolutely ridiculous. You want to talk about we don't know her, you know her, we don't know you. Let me tell you what we do. You right. We don't know you outside of what we see on the TV and what you do on your lives. And what we see on the TV and what we see on the lives match up with every bit of you being ornery, old, bitter. You ain't matured past the age of 14 years old because you still on some high school girl shit and you can't decorate for shit. That room you was sitting in was Shonuff tacky. Your living room with that plastic still on the furniture as if this is 1992 is Shonuff ridiculous. That's what we do know about you. We do know you can't speak, but one thing I did learn from Wanda tonight was that the Lord gave us tongues. I thought it was a tongue, but apparently it's a tongue. Hey, the candy shop. Y'all make sure y'all go follow my girl, the candy shop, okay? I'm mine for her channel, baby. We be having cocktails and she covered this crazy Love and Marriage Huntsville people too. But Wanda, let me call you out on a lie, girl. Let me call you out on a lie because you said you did not mention any names. What you did not mention any of the children names when you was on your live. You know what I'm saying? You did not mention that. You said Mel need to go find her baby daddy. That is what you said. I'm not gonna put no words in your mouth, Wanda. That's what you said. Okay, cool. You doubled down, you tripled down on it on the show when you said Martell need to go get a blood test. Y'all tell me if I'm wrong. You said Martell need to go get a blood test because I know who the daddy is and the baby look just like him. Not tonight on Giving You the Real Tea channel. Shout out to Giving You the Real Tea because y'all know that is my friend. I love me some tea. You sat up there and you said I wasn't talking about that baby. I was talking about the last baby, the baby that Mel didn't have. Can you tell me? And I really want to know. Somebody inbox Wanda because she probably ain't going to inbox me back because I really want to know. How does an unborn baby look just like the daddy? So just say what it was. I was talking about she needed to find the daddy of Sugar Mama. I didn't know that Martell wasn't talking about Sugar Mama. I didn't know he was talking about the baby that she unalived, Roe v. Waited, whatever you want to call it, the A word. I didn't know she was talking about that baby. So that's why I spoke like this. That's why I said this. Don't come back and lie to me and try to tell me that you was talking about a baby that ain't even being born when you set up on TV and you cannot say that you didn't say it because it is recorded. Go back and watch the episode that you was just on while you was round there acting a fool playing tug of war with Maurice while he trying to keep you in the stove. You said you know that the baby that Martell need to get a DNA test and you know the man who is the real baby daddy and the baby look just like him. A unborn baby don't look like nobody. A baby that ain't never made it to the world don't look like nobody. Even pulled the thank you. She even pulled the phone out. Say, okay, because I know my eyes and my ears didn't see me. I know I wear glasses, but girl, that's what she said. That's what she did. Now she was talking in hindsight. Why was she talking hindsight and give me some Powerball numbers? She know what the nine. She know what the nine full cycle baby look like. How the sonogram? I'm confused. I'm confused because I ain't never been able to tell from a sonogram what a baby look like. I can tell from the molecular structure that the baby gonna have your jawline. Get what? But then again, you wouldn't say that because you probably don't know what a molecular structure is, let alone can pronounce it. That's the part that I have a problem with, Wanda. I have a problem with you alluding to the fact that you are going to do some type of live or something with triple S. And for those who don't know what triple S is, that's slow, sloppy, slow. Now, you might be going to do an interview with her to ask her about the alleged buffets that Marisa Marceau was with, but it gives messy because you got questions that you want answered. That's none of your business. But the way that's messy, that's nasty, that's ridiculous either way. If you bring her on to do a live with you to discuss melody because you have questions answered, that ain't none of your business. That ain't none of your business. And if you bring her on there, Ariane is a loose cannon, baby. Because see, if you get her mad, if you make her mad, or you don't know what she's going to say, remember, she is also claiming that your son in law was on a trip with some women looking like a linebacker. So why would you do a live with her? Somebody who don't give a damn what they say, who could possibly embarrass your child. You willing to take that risk to embarrass your child all for the sake of get back at Melody, but then you sit up here and say, I don't have a problem with Mel. And let's say the interview that you want to do with her, whatever y'all gonna do together, is not about Mel, her baby, and that situation. If you are asking her about the linebackers, why would you do that online? For what? For what purpose? You just a tacky person. Your potatoes tacky. Your hair be crunchy, hard, and tacky. Like it should be tacky potatoes. That's what you should have named yourself. Like I thought Toya was, y'all can retire taking Toya from Married to Medicine because it's Wanda. It's Wanda. That like you do too much. You do too much. And then when people say you too old to be acting the way you are, you like, I'ma act just like what's that 96-year-old lady? And I know you talking about Granny Holler, and I love me some Granny Holler. But what Granny Holler, one thing Granny Holler always do is tell people to mind their business, mind your own business. So you can't be old and be like Granny Holler. You can't have it both ways. You want to sit up here and talk about Mel Mama was right there, but her mama ain't want to say nothing. Let me tell you something. You about 10 years older than Mel, 15 years older than Mel. You done put yourself on the level of my equal. You didn't address her mama. See, if you wanted a response from Miss Van, then you should have got on your live and said something like, Melody, you need your mama should have taught you how to keep your legs closed. Your mama should have taught you how to be a woman. Your mama should have did this. That would have enlisted a response from Miss Van. But you got on live and you want to talk about that lady, and then you want to say, oh no, she was supposed to come to me better than that. She was supposed to come to me nice and respectful. Girl, who the do you think you are that you demand the respect? Audacity runs so fluid through your vein, it is ridiculous. Along with the vile spirit, you can't get on the internet and do 50 11 lives and say, oh, that's not part of the show. Your kids can't see that. But baby, her oldest child is old enough to Google, get online, get on YouTube, and guess what? Their parents are very prevalent on YouTube. Okay, so isn't they can Google what's being said about their parents. So they were able to see it. See, it's the I can say what I want about these underage kids, but you better not say nothing about my AARP almost about to get a social security check age daughter. And no, I know Tisha's not that old, but in comparison to them kids, to her kids, ma'am, stop it. Stop it. I need you to stop it. I need you to absolutely stop it. It's the contradictory. It's the Karenism for me. You want to talk about male play Black Titanic. Black Titanic got on the internet and bought, from my understanding, and y'all correct me if I'm wrong, because I didn't really watch it, but from what I heard about the different, the different views, you she paid her own money for y'all background record, and people was pulling it and sending it. You know what I'm saying? You right, Orange Moon. She said you ain't old till you're cold. And she did say that. And she right. You know what I'm saying? Some people have a young and vibrant life, but don't nobody, but you know what they say, baby. Wanda B done lived around here till she was 300 years old. Wanda B done outlived all of us, because bad grass don't die. Hey, Chris Maxwell, boo. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. You can't say somebody should approach you with respect. I'm gonna approach you with respect and say, "Hi, Wanda. Yes. I would like to know, why are you questioning the paternity of my kids, and why you get on live and call me a whore?" No, ma'am. No, God. Ain't nobody about to approach you like that. Nobody about to approach you like that. You can't spew vileness and expect somebody to come back with sweet and sugar for you. You can't do that. It's one way or the other. Disrespect begets disrespect. I know y'all tired of hearing me saying it, but it's the truth. It's the truth. Now, one thing I do agree with Wanda on, I wouldn't have waited months till the cameras was rolling to confront you. I wouldn't have did it. I wouldn't have did it, baby. You would have been confronted. I would have had to find you. I would have had to find you. I might not know where you stay, but I know where your daughter stay. And baby, I'd have been knocking on the attic window. Where your mom? Where your mom? Because, matter of fact, when I saw you, I wouldn't have had no words for you. I'd have respectfully ran up in your mouth for playing with me. Like, let's be clear. If Mel wanted to be a Karen like you and your family, if she wanted to be a Karen, she could have told production, "Hey, why is Bernard here? He was just on the internet last week with Wanda talking about click clack. He ready to click clack on me." You know what I'm saying? He talking about he about to pull a chopper and let it rain on you, on me. So why is he here? Because technically, she could have went and pulled the "I don't feel safe" card and had it all shut down. Because that's the word you got to use. I don't feel safe. This person was on the internet talking about they had the chopper and was ready to go with Wanda. I don't feel safe being in their presence. It would have been shut down. Y'all would have had to go. Y'all would have had to go. Baby Tangle, with a camera, she lied. With a camera, she lies. And that's just fake. You know what I'm saying? But don't pull the, "Oh, I'm old, so respect me." You can't have it both ways, Wanda. You can't say, "Oh, I could get on the internet and talk with my tongue and say all of this." Meanwhile, you want me to respect you as an elder. You can't do that. It don't work like that. It does not work. It does not work like that. And y'all cannot, let me just say this. I love Josiah. I love Josiah so much. He just be sitting there so calm. One day the Lord gonna bless me with the spirit of calmness like Josiah. But it had took me a minute to catch on when he was like, "Let's give Miss Wanda her flowers. Let's do that." And I was like, "What, Josiah? I know you lying." But then I had to realize he was trolling. I was like, "Whoo, all right, you still my boo." Now I would have loved him regardless, because I respect everybody for their opinion. But you can't have it both ways. Ain't no, but you not about to get on the internet and talk about me like a dog and expect me to come to you all peaceful as if I'm Mother Teresa. "Elma, check your battery on Sister Egg number one." No, God, we not about to do that. We not about to do that, and you not about to play with me like that. Let me see what you're saying, Yocrates. I hate when older people try to pull the elder card. You disrespect me and mines, you will find out this mouth of mine is rated E for everybody. And I 100% agree with you. I 100% agree with you. You know what I 100% agree with you. And hey to everybody who has entered the chat. Like, we not about to do that. And then she was talking to you. You was on one side of the table. She was on the other side of the table. Now, yeah, she walked up to you and got it started, but baby, you sure enough came around that corner. Around you, you spent the bin and came from around that table and was in her face just as much as you, as she was in your face, finger pointing and all. No, my mama don't have to. When you speaking on me, if my mama want to jump in and deal with it, fine. But when you speaking on mine and the paternity of mine, I'ma deal with you. When you speaking on calling me, saying I'm out here slinging my buffet from the east to the west or wherever you saying she was slinging it and talking about, oh, cause I know the daddy, and Mel hollering about my baby daddy right here, my baby daddy right here, as if that's some badge of honor that he is her baby daddy. Cause for personally, Mel, I don't even know why you let that DDE all up in your space and in your guts, because God knows I couldn't deal with myself, baby, because I be doing this stream yard from behind the prison walls dealing with somebody like Marcel. Me personally. Then you, well, why you tried to sneak up from Mel on behind? Because she was fussing with my baby. This ain't had nothing to do with Tisha. This ain't had nothing to do with Tisha. Well, guess what? At the point in which Tisha was running her mouth back to Mel, when Tisha should have went inside with you, being her mom, and calmed you down, that's what she should have been. Not outside trying to put everything, oh, because Mel started this talking about my daddy was in her inbox, negating the fact that her mama done did 300 lives about this lady. You should have been, and your daughter should have been in there trying to calm you down. Not Maurice, your daughter, and probably your son-in-law, but your son-in-law wasn't in there because your son-in-law don't really fool with you like that. Let's be clear. He don't fool with you nor your daughter like that. It's very obvious. Hey, mother, welcome to the chat. Okay, that's very obvious. Like, I have never, and I guess it's hard for me to understand because when I tell y'all, I talk to my aunties on both sides of the family, my mama's sisters and my daddy's sisters. I talk to them just like I talk to y'all. I got one auntie I talk to her every morning while she bringing her baby to school. I'm bringing my kids to school, and we on the phone clowning, chit chatting. Call, girl, you seen this? Girl, you seen that? Girl, they better not play with me. I don't understand that. I've seen people like that, and every time I see it, I don't understand it. I will never be one to say I have to respect my elder when my elder is toxic as not gonna happen. It's not gonna happen. Not now, not ever. But then Mel lied. He was in her DMs. He was in her DMs telling her that she a nice looking lady. But seem like to me, Horace might be one of y'all ops because my daddy better not be in somebody who I don't with inbox telling them that there's a nice looking lady. May he rest in peace. But if he was alive, he had better keep them thoughts in his heart, mind, and soul. Keep them to yourself. Because you don't give somebody ammunition to come back and say, but your daddy was in my inbox. But we mad at Mel because she said the daddy was in the inbox. But we not mad at the daddy for giving Mel the information. We not mad at the daddy for giving Mel the ammunition. We not mad at that. Stop it. But you don't care. I don't care about that man. I don't want that man. I got a husband and a boyfriend. I got a husband and a boyfriend. You got a husband and a boyfriend. But why you begging Monso for money for a food truck? Oh, because that cooch not popping like that no more. They don't want to buy it. Then you want to talk about, oh, who say they didn't buy it? How you think I got the food truck? Girl, the food truck don't work. It ain't got no engine that's sitting there. They probably put $50 a piece, if that, to get you that food truck. Girl, stop. Girl, stop. You got a man and a husband. You shouldn't have to be looking for your daughter husband and do another, not a damn thing for you. Not nothing. And they had the nerve to say parents are off limits, yet they constantly go at Miss Van while Wanda inserts herself in the BS. Miss Van don't assert herself in the BS to me. Not like Miss Van may say something to her daughter, but she don't do what Wanda do. I ain't never seen Miss Van on live like that. Stress no ma'am. I respect all and deserve it back. Exactly. Now he asked Wanda if she was jealous, and Wanda started telling on herself. She listed all the things she was jealous of. Girl, I'm trying to tell you, Wanda said, what I got to be jealous of? Because I got a husband and a boyfriend. I ain't paying no man to be with me and sleep with me. See the insinuation of, but see, that's my soul talking about Miss Van paying Mark child support and this, that, and the third. You know what I'm saying? She was paying for the yike, according to them. You know what I'm saying? But Miss Van don't be on social media doing all what y'all doing. That lady minds her business. And therefore she deserves some respect. Y'all are disrespectful. Y'all are the most disrespectful people, but want the utmost respect. Y'all really don't have no storyline besides how much y'all hate Mel ruining y'all marriage, the people ruining y'all marriage. Outside of that, and I'm not just saying this, I'm not hating on them, but outside of that, what do we know? And Marcel went to Africa alone. What do we know about them in their life? Everything revolves around Mel not liking them, Mel having a problem with them, Mel having an issue with them. That's how it has been since this show have started. It's been riding on the coattails of Mel and Martell's divorce and this, then the third. Let me tell y'all something. People keep talking about Miss Van ain't acknowledged Mark. Let me tell you something. The way Mark act, I wouldn't want to acknowledge Mark either. I wouldn't tell nobody that I slept with Mark. I wouldn't want to tell nobody I slept with Mark. But I feel like Miss Van didn't lie, and here's why. Like I said in my review, all the older people that I know outside of Wanda, they say my little friend. That's my friend. We friends. Because it ain't none of the young people business. See, the older people who have dignity about themselves, class about themselves, respect about themselves. Okay, they ain't about to let the younger people know, even down to their children. They always say, Mr. Willie, my friend. Mr. Willie, that's just my friend. That's what they say. So I don't feel like Miss Van wasn't acknowledging him. I feel like Miss Van was acting like the old people act. That's just my little friend. And y'all know when they die and you read their obituary, the obituary say her special friend or her friend. Willie Earl Jenkins, special friend. She leads to grief. Even your pawpaw and them say, oh, that's my friend. Knowing they knocking their friend dentures loose. Stop playing with me. But let's be honest, Mark ain't nothing to sit around here and act like he's a prize to have been with. Girl, I would have took that to my grave. Baby, Jesus would have had to make me take a polygraph and tell me I was gonna burn in hell before I would have admitted to sleeping with Mark. But I did respect the fact because I don't drag. Right is right and wrong is wrong. And when you say something I agree with, I have to admit that I agree with it. I agree with Wanda says she do not like she's a woman and she don't like how Mark is talking about, Van out in the streets. I can respect you for that because at the end of the day, I can't get with it. But if he want to be around here butthurt, you should be butthurt that you couldn't pay your child support. You more butthurt about Miss Wanda. You more butthurt about Miss Van sitting up here talking about she ain't been with you than your family making you look like a bum. You more bothered by Miss Van not acknowledging that you got some of that cootie cat than you are about your brother saying that you couldn't got doggone pay your child support. You so bothered by Miss Van that you ain't even considering the fact that your family went on a on what it was, Family Feud, and left you off. You the brother that don't exist to them. They are embarrassed of you. They act like you are so far beneath them, and yet you the oldest one who probably had to watch them while your mama was out there working and doing everything else. And you was the child that was messed up on. And I hate to say it like that. No disrespect to your mama, but you're always messed up on your first. Because you don't have no rule book. It's your first time doing it, and you get better and better and better after each child come along. You recognize your mistakes and you move the hell on. So I'm sorry. You was the default child that the mama had to learn and took a whole lot of bumps, lumps, and bruises, and they make you look like a bum, not even thanking you for the bumps, lumps, and bruises that you took that they was able to avoid. But you mad at Miss Van because she ain't give you no cake. None of y'all age past the age of 15. And I'm being generous with saying that. Or what, she didn't acknowledge that she ain't give you no cake. You know what I'm saying? But back to Wanda. I just don't. It just works my nerve that you could be so old and so honorary. Like, lady, you have come up, you have made a platform for yourself. People like your foolery, your clownery, or whatever. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of people who like your stuff is simply just because they don't like Mel. So they like to see you dragging her. That's it. It ain't because they want to see you do well. It ain't because they like your disco ball dressing ass. It ain't because they like your thick tongue ass. It ain't because they understand half the damn things you say. You got a lot of people watching you because they don't like Mel, and you have a lot of people liking you, watching you because they want to laugh at you. Me being one of them. I'm just gonna be honest. I watch it because I know I'm gonna get a good laugh. But you too old to want to be out here being a goddamn clown for some pennies from Carlos King. No God. And then on your live after the fight, you was talking about, yeah, Bessemer, all the Bessemer came out of me. Bessemer stand up. Bessemer stand up. And baby, if Bessemer have you as their mascot, oh my God. That ain't saying much for Bessemer if you are the finest. If you are the best thing to come out of Bessemer, that's we're gonna add Bessemer to the sick and shut in list. That's why people say you too old for this foolishness, girl. You too old. I'm not even sorry. You too old. It is absolutely ridiculous. If my mama act like you, I would be mortified. And then you say, Tisha say, mama stay out of it. Mama don't do this. Mama don't do that. Mama don't do this. But guess what? If Tisha really ain't want you to say nothing, let me tell you what she would do. Shut her mouth. You are not the sounding board that she need. You really make your daughter look pathetic out here. Because if your daughter telling you shut your mouth, mind your business, I got this, let me handle it, then that's what you should do. Respect your daughter wishes. But you want to be seen so bad that you can't even respect your daughter wishes, but you want us to respect your daughter wishes. And you want to talk about my baby. Your baby damn near about to need dentures like her husband. She ain't a baby. She a grown woman. And you have to understand, at the age that she is, she does not need the same protection from you that she needed as a child. If she say she got it, she got it. Let her handle it. Especially running up on people from behind in slow motion. Let me tell you something. Wanda want to talk about how so much she from the streets and this, that, and the third. Well, we all know in the streets ain't no rules to fighting. But one thing about it, you was never respected. If somebody came at you 1-on-1 in the streets, you wasn't respected for jumping them, and you don't get respect for sneaking nobody. Fight me straight up. Come at me straight up. Don't come up behind me and try to catch me off guard. She doesn't get the difference between being old and being too old for poor behavior. Exactly. Not at all. I wonder if if there is a franchise of Roach Motels in Bessemer. Girl, I don't I don't want to talk about them people like that. I don't know. Exactly. It ain't no rules. It ain't no rules. Now, if you would have ran up behind Mel and Mel would have put her gotten her car and put her car in reverse, then what? Then what? Cause she was talking to my baby. Hell, your baby was talking to her. Hey, Candace Boo, how are you? But that's why I say y'all are Karens, and that's why a lot of people. And for me, it ain't that I don't see the stuff that Mel do that got me looking at her like, girl, you just as petty. Girl, you just as childish. I'm not a hypocrite though. You know what I'm saying? I'm not a hypocrite. If y'all go to the house of the princess, baby, look up the ladies who love Huntsville panels. And we were discussing when Mel didn't bring them children, them children down there to the book sign. And I was like, girl, I can't even be mad at her for being petty like that. Like, yeah, in hindsight, you could say one should have did this or one should have did that. But I done been there, baby. I'm not talking to you. I answer the phone so you hear my voice. Hey, your daddy on the phone, and that's it. I'm not going to ever get up here and condemn somebody for something that I have done, whether I've learned better from it or I still feel petty about this today. But I ain't going to say you're right. And you're right. I will say, while I feel like it could be better, she could do better. At the end of the day, I done did it before, so I understand. That's what I'm going to say. I understand it. I ain't going to condemn it. And I don't understand Wanda. I don't understand it. Right now, to this day, I love my children with all my heart. Y'all know that. But I'm not getting in no fight with no children. I might fight their mom if they mom say something smart to my child, but they into it with their friends. Guess what I'm gonna do? Talk to my child and say, okay, well, listen, you shouldn't have said this like this because it come off like this, blah 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 blah. But this is how you handle it, or no, this is they trying to play in your face. Even now, and my oldest that I birthed is 14. My bonus daughter is 19. Even now, I'm gonna tell them how to handle these situations. I ain't gonna handle it for them. You gotta teach your child to stand up on your own feet. They gotta stand on their own too. Ain't no way you should be this close to heaven or hell wherever you go in a purgatory. Cause I ain't got one to put you in. You shouldn't be this close still acting a damn fool. But I know you wasn't right in the head when I seen them potatoes with a whole damn crab paw, not the meat, the whole crab leg still in the shell, just sitting on a potato and burnt cornbread muffins. People from the South know you don't burn no cornbread. That's when I knew you was ignorant. She trying to compare herself to Miss Holla. Never. Exactly. Wanda is like the mother from I'm gonna I'm gonna get you sucker, still fighting her grown child's battles. And it make her but the thing she don't understand is it make her daughter look weak. It make your daughter look weak. It makes people want to go in on your daughter. You bring a whole lot of smoke to your daughter by the way you act. I would respect Wanda more if she just stood in her mess rather than try to explain away, deflect, or make excuses. Exactly, Socrates. Exactly. But the fact that you lied, like the fact that this lady really got on here and tried to tell us that she did not talk about sugar mama, she was talking about an unborn fetus, but then said on our TV, like we didn't just see this on Saturday, that she know who the daddy is and the baby look like the man, and that's why Martell need to get a blood test. Get a blood test on what? You cannot blood test a fetus that has been erased. Stand in what you said, but because of you caught smoke for it. That's why. T Man was in the back. Girl, I know you lying. I heard him she talking about T Man. Answer that phone. He's still living at home. Waiting on a food truck to free him, huh? Okay. Child Wanda don't understand Wanda. Girl, I don't nobody understand Wanda. Thank you, Candace. I appreciate it. Just want to give some support. I appreciate you, love. I don't know, y'all. Maybe if I'm wrong, maybe I'm wrong. Y'all tell me, but that's just absolutely ridiculous. I could never. My mama would never. Girl, the way I would have dragged my mama and them dusty. First of all, my mama wouldn't be selling them dusty potatoes, embarrassing me nowhere. My mama wouldn't be on the internet with their house looking like that, looking like somebody's funeral home mixed with a Freddy Krueger nightmare. My mama wouldn't be on TV sitting up there with an old cheap ass pillow and boom boom room lights around her chair bed or whatever that was. Girl, was T Man the one? What was T Man? Was T Man the one she was treating like Celie from The Color Purple when she got Mister to drink and said it wasn't cold enough? To me, I don't see how she. To me, we don't see her go up for T Man as much, but it could just be because he ain't on the show. Remember, they said he had the baby in the way, and they said he wasn't supporting himself. Who T Man? Yeah, and she was around there taking care of him. On the Welcome to Bessemer episode, that's why he waiting on the food truck because he got another baby on the way with that girl. Now I done dropped the link if anybody wants to click that link. Funny how Tisha don't put her mama in check, sit back and watch her antics, but mad when someone check Wanda. Girl, please. And that's what I said, Sweet Brown Sugar 504. That's what I said on Sunday. You can't sit up here on one episode and say, "Well, they know my mama when they get what they get from her." Well, guess what? We know your mama and we know what your mama says, so she get what she get back from people. You can't have it both ways. You can't have it both ways. Exactly. That doesn't make sense at all. How are you going to do a blood test on a fetus? Exactly. You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying that don't make sense to me. And make sure y'all like the video. Let me go ahead and say, how you doing today, babe?
Hey y'all, how you doing? I'm glad you're feeling better.
Girl, I'm glad I'm feeling better too. I had missed it, did y'all, girl. Y'all know my churn don't be letting me get on here. I was trying.
I love the accent, right?
Thank you, thank you.
Why don't she worry about why T Man ain't got his kids, him or his wife, and she got to have them?
Ooh,
I'm still concerned about what judge gave her custody of two minor kids while he knocking somebody else up
ooh.
and was acting like he was so happy about it.
And the girl looked like she was shamed because she was like,
Right.
I told you
Like,
don't
right.
say
I don't
nothing.
even know if it's yours. Like you don't tell nobody else. Okay, I won't tell nobody else. Yeah, Tisha, she pregnant. Like, what the girl just tell you not to say nothing? Dusty tail. I can't stand none of them. She lies so much, and it sounds like she getting that stuff from Marcel and them. That stuff that them excuses that she trying to make up. That sounds like some stuff Marcel would make up for her. That's why she wanted to get in that phone, because she wanted to verify what Tisha had told her and wrote in that phone that she was about to repeat. She ain't had no picture or nothing in that phone. Where was she coming up with the picture from?
Well, she allegedly sent the picture to another blogger, and Deshandra Wanda says she gonna interview. She didn't say she didn't say Coleslaw name out loud. She said she was gonna do something with her. She's not on the show, but she's on the show. Who else would that be? Because she sure ain't gonna do it with Alonda.
How about she do it with Kiki?
Well, Kiki has been on the show,
No,
so
do an interview with Kiki so Kiki
child.
can tell us what the tea is. And why are you so invested in Martell? Do you? And I think she got a crush on Miss Van, because why is she always bringing Miss Van up in something? Yeah, bring your mama to me. What for what? Like for what?
Because they in the same age group, and she just trying to save face because it don't look good that you 50 years old trying to fight somebody 40. But if you gonna mess
That's
with
not even
somebody,
40, Mel younger than Tisha now. And Wanda, you not that far much older than Tisha. So stop it. Miss Van ain't your peer.
it make it look better. That's what I'm saying.
She a mess. Hey, Princess.
Hey,
Oh,
mother, this my mother on my channel. Come on, mother, speak, honey.
yeah, I'm over here putting these rollers up in my hair, flexi rods, so I won't have to be like Wanda up here talking about putting all this pump it up in my hair and what I look like and looking better than Miss Van and all that shit. I started losing track of the shit that she was saying tonight. And yeah, she loved to talk. Hell, I love to talk. But she just, it's a certain thing is loving to talk and just talking too damn much. And I think she talks so damn much that she loses track of what she says and who she says it to. Now, they've been talking about her calling these kids nappy head for the past 2 years. They have done montages on the own channel and all of that and shown her, and I know you watched the show, ma'am, shown her where she had said and did things that was inappropriate. Yet and still, she wants to sit here and act like she didn't know what the fuck she said. And I'm sorry, for me, I don't really subscribe to I was mad and I said something and I didn't mean to say it, or I said something, because I just don't subscribe to people accidentally saying that shit. Because I'm a person, I feel that what is in the abundance of the heart, the mouth speaks. And most time when people say something real ugly when they mad, they had that shit back in the arsenal, in the back of their head, or they was ready and they really felt that stuff in their heart and they just waited for an opportunity to say it. And that's what I truly feel that Wanda does, is she watches all this stuff on the internet, which she shouldn't do. She follows this stuff on the internet, and as I've addressed, I don't know if she's seen it or not, ma'am, you cannot trust bloggers just because they said this. I can say anything. Just like, oh, somebody sent me the thing and said they was from Melody. No, did you get proof that it was from Melody? Did you see from Melody Hole or whatever, fake blog accounts that she got? No, you did this because you wanted to. Don't blame it on, oh, they came for me, or none of that. You wanted to do it and you picked the opportunity to say what you said. And I'm a person, y'all know me, y'all should know me by now. When I say something, I stand in it. If I don't like you, I got that same energy every day. Every day is fuck you. Not when you make me mad today, or then I'm a double back and be like, nah, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to say that. She been meaning to say that. She don't like none of them. When she came to Jalen house talking about I was a little bit tipsy. Again, drunk men tell no lies. You meant that. You some bitches. You have said everything that you said with all disrespect. And I will respect Wanda if she stood on that and say, yes, I said it with my chest. I said it with all disrespect. She might as well not apologize the way she was talking. And really, I know T said, Scotty was like, well, she apologized. No, because you're not apologizing to us. I could give a good goddamn, okay? You didn't do that to us. You got your behind up here gallivanting on national TV. You got up gallivanting on a national platform. Ain't nobody watching my lives. Ma'am, if ain't nobody watch your lives, ain't no point in doing it, okay? You didn't make the lives private so you could just vent to yourself. You put it out there. You knew that somebody was going to watch. And that was the whole point. Even if it was just the people down in Bessemer. Bessemer, that half the people in Bessemer know most of the people in Huntsville, and you knew that your cousins and them was gonna share with your other cousins. You knew that she was going to see it. Her saying that, oh, the kids ain't gonna see it till they grown. Like them people, like the teachers and them ain't seeing it. Like somebody mama ain't seeing it. Like somebody grown ass kids ain't seeing it. And then they go to school and tease that baby, say, well, somebody had said that your daddy ain't your daddy. No, ma'am. Take accountability for, like, yeah, I said that. I don't like this whole no way. And then somebody dropped a dime on me that this might be this. Or yeah, I heard Martell said it and I just wanted to use it and run with it. Because you hear somebody say something does not mean that you got to repeat what you heard. Don't you see people getting sued for slander right now? But I mean, they just went the hood route. I'm going to slap you in your mouth. Okay.
All right, I got somebody else in the back. Let me bring her up. Hey, DeQuasia, my boo. How you
Hey,
doing?
hey, long time no see. I know it's been a minute since I've been on your live.
I know I
Hi,
have
Princess AV, and hey, everyone.
Hey.
Um, I agree with what Prince AB said. I said the same thing in my review when when Wanda brought up the fact that she heard it from Martell that Sugar Mama may not possibly be his, so she felt like it was a good idea to bring that up. And I said, just because you heard it doesn't give you the right to say it. Like certain things should not be repeated because of the sensitivity and the trigger warning behind those words. At the very end of the day, you have a daughter. If somebody came about and said, "Well, I heard that teacher wasn't your daughter," would you feel? Well, how would you feel at the end of the day? And I would feel more mad at how everybody just had no empathy and no, just they just had blinders on to what Melody was saying. Like it's about a child, my child. Everybody in that group are parents. If like there was literally though like putting yourself in other people's shoes. Kimmy, if someone told up to Kimmy and said that I heard that you had a baby by somebody else and it's not really Jalen's, you would have been pissed off. Teacher's a mother of three boys, I believe, right? If somebody came to her and said that I
A
heard that
girl.
a girl, okay, thank you. If somebody told her that I heard that those three kids ain't Marcel's, you would feel some type of way. And given that you wear a badge of honor and want people to put respect on your marriage, you would have a fucking fit. But you can't give that same respect to Melodies, who's been with this man for over 10 years. Like you can't do that, but yet you still want to compare apples and oranges with the fact that your dad that she brung up that her dad was in her DMs, which is apples and oranges because at the end of the day, your dad is a grown man. He could be in anybody's DMs whenever he wants. Like it's not about like he's a grown man. We're talking about a little kid here who's innocent, who didn't act to come into this world, and you want to help to make a mockery out of it, or because you guys are upset that she decided to bounce away from y'all and do her own thing. She's still the executive producer, so why are y'all biting the hand that feeds y'all? And that's another thing I didn't like about how the production was so quick and comfortable to roll the tape of Melody's comment on Carlos' show, but we're not going to bring up Wanda's live when she talked about Sugar Mama, and we're not going to bring up Teacher's comment when she was on the show with Destiny, when she made a comment about Miss Van about her spreading it low and busting it wide.
Yeah.
So we're not going to bring up those two, but we're quick to
Yeah.
bring.
But let's remember at the end of the show she pussy popped and backpedaled and said, "Oh, I wasn't really talking about Sugar Mama. I was talking about the one that was terminated."
Yeah, did you
Mm,
see
That's
that
mm, mm.
she said that tonight on Scotty's Live, the Quasia. She said she wasn't talking about Sugar Mama. She never said no name. And so that's why I've been posing tonight. You double down on it on the show and said
this
you need to get a DNA test. I know the daddy. She looked just like the daddy. You can't do a DNA test on the unborn
And
fetus.
she said she meant
right.
that shit too. She said she mean that.
Right, they still talk about a baby whether they're born or unalive. That's still a child, regardless how you put it. And it's kind of like you did. She contradicted herself in the store when my soul tried to come and calm her down, saying, "I have a like I said go take a blood test because I said that baby don't look like her." She meant what she said.
Yeah.
She meant what she said with her passion. She was passionate about what she said even afterwards. But this is where I'm looking at it from a perspective of Miss Wanda is only doing things for self interest. She's not. She don't even care about Tisha. She doesn't care about
No.
no. She cares about herself, and you can tell that. And that's why I was even more pissed off at Tisha. Like Tisha, you're not going to sit there and check your mother. You're gonna let your own husband play you into not, you know, to not like handle her. I'm not saying that to fight Melody because we know you're not the fighting kind, but at least like push your mother away from the scene and check her like your mom. Stop doing this. You got a business to attend to. This is not a good look. Stop. But you sitting here all docile like a drugged up Barbie and didn't do nothing.
Ooh, not a drugged up Barbie.
Like
Talking
stop
about
me.
with that outfit and them earrings.
The dress she couldn't keep closed.
Yeah.
Like it was also like I was more disappointed at Tisha, and I'm like I'm looking for Tisha. Like where you at? Like where? Like it's like watching a reboot of Casper the fucking Ghost. We can't find you, nor we can't see you, and it's like what are we doing? And I'm like I was just more mad at her than everybody else, and the whole fight with the Scott brothers. Those were semantics. I think that something else happened at that store that we didn't see. Like something
Mhm.
was edited out in that store
Mhm.
that we didn't see, and it spilled over from there. And my guess is, didn't Martell wanted to work with Marceau to get back in the scolds, and maybe he told him that he wasn't down with them anymore because Marceau, I mean not Marceau, because Melody, too many M's. Because Melody decides to open her heart up and share to film with him again. So he's like, you know what, guys, I don't need y'all anymore. Deuces out, and they felt some type of way.
It looked like Marceau was mad that I think something did happen, but it looks like Marceau was also mad because he seen that Martell was riding with Mel, and he like, okay, I'm losing my grip on him. Like I'm losing my grip on him to Mel. So I need to wheel him back in. And that's why I think he was trying to agitate things. But other than that, I said in my review that I think that because Marceau said a lot of stuff was edited out, I think that Martell might have bust them out. He might have said something about some one of them girls or something like that
So,
because it was no reason for him to get that upset.
so the last time we saw Marceau get like this was when
He,
Kiki was about to bust him out. But you know
baby,
they say Boom Boom Belinda, the girl in the green dress,
baby, did you see
is
her in the
they,
back?
they, they say allegedly that she is somebody that Marceau is messing with. And allegedly, if you go back to the episode from the shed when they had the chateau and the wine tasting when all the guys ended up in that house and Marceau had asked the woman, "Oh, you gonna fix my plate?" Allegedly, that was Boom Boom Belinda in the green dress. So I'm thinking
Yep.
if this is true, because this is let me put on my allegedly banner, girl. This is all
Yeah.
entertainment, and this is allegedly. Okay, if that is true, y'all know when Martell gets upset, he don't hold it in them
Mhm.
loose lips gonna sink that ship. And so, if that is the case, I'm feeling like he did all of that to keep it from coming out that Boom Boom Belinda.
Yeah, but Martel's gonna be Martel's gonna blow up the spot anyway. He gonna talk. He gonna talk. Like to be honest, it's like people. That's why I don't understand why they're doing all this gymnastics to keep it from keeping it secret. He's gonna bust it wide open and tell y'all business anyway.
But the
Because it's about himself. It's about self preservation. Even if nothing is happening, he's still gonna find a way to monetize off this entire fight and the rest of the season. So I said, let me go with do an interview with such and such person. I'm a breadcrumb people. Drop some little hints about what I've been knowing about Maurice and Marcel's infidelity. He's gonna tell anyway. He's gonna tell anyway. Like, cause loose lips is not going. It doesn't really take long to sink.
well, I think he was going to try to stay cool with them because he wanted to be back in Scolts
Mhm.
because
Yeah.
he can't build. So I think until he got what he wanted from them, he would be quiet. But at the end of the day, I will, and I hate to say it, Martell was the one that was making sense. And if we go back and watch it, Marceau actually agreed with him. And then I don't know what happened. That's the edited part out that we did not see. He came back and was back hype about the same thing that he just said he understood
Right.
that
Because
this
but
man was talking about.
right because when
He
you
shut that down quick too.
right
When
because
he
when you
said
see
it,
the
oh, go ahead. Go. I'm sorry. Go
I'm
ahead.
sorry. I'm sorry. No, because when he was like a kid is a kid, that kid. Marcel was trying to get to understand the simplicity behind it. A child is a child. You can tell Marcel was understanding it, but it's like he was confused, and Maurice had to say no. She said it was a child. I was surprised Maurice would take Marcel's side. Like I was surprised about that part. So I was like, okay, this is semantics, and nothing should be said. It doesn't matter what word it was used. The bottom line, it was a subject matter that was brought up, which is a child. So I felt like at the end of the day, I was on Martel's side as well. This shouldn't even be a conversation or some English class that you
Mhm.
guys need to know, like need to understand.
He
Well,
was mad because I Martell was trying to keep both parties at bay because he wanted to get into scope and he wanted to stay in good graces with Mel. But he started all this shit with both sides and they had the okay to do it and say all this stuff. But now that he back cool, that's why you don't get in people's shit. Because now that he's back cool with Mel, now he wanna y'all just stop everybody. No, 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 no. Because when you was mad at her, what they were saying was cool. You ain't had nothing to say about what they were saying. And also with Tisha, you said Tisha and her mama are the same because when Wanda went on that live and was talking about male kids, maybe the girls, she wouldn't let the kids go to the party because the girls might get mad at them and be jealous and cut their hair and all that type of stuff because their hair not as long and all that type of stuff. When Tisha called and asked Mel to come to that brown girl event, and Mel said, yeah, because I want to show the importance of, how we are all different in different shades and all this type of stuff, hair, different textures. And she was like, what your mom was saying that stuff on her live. And Tisha was like, my mom? My mom said that? I don't believe my mom will say nothing like that. Knowing good and damn well she heard it.
Right. And you're right. So I don't I don't get teacher defending somebody instead of defending a parent who is emotionally unavailable to you. Like the Wanda doesn't give me the type that says I love you, baby, or I'm proud of you. I don't get that from her.
Mm-hmm.
And it's kind of giving like teacher just wants to hold on to some normalcy of their relationship. Like she wants to hold on to a piece of love. Even like, why would you hold on to something that's not really at an existence? Like it doesn't exist that your mom loves you. She may say publicly that she loves you, or she may say that, oh, I'm defending my baby. Like you're saying that as if she's still a child. She's 40 plus years old. So that's why I kind of also was even feeling like production has been protecting the Scots, including Tisha, because we never
Mm-hmm.
know, we don't know Tisha's childhood. I know she said she was raised by an aunt for some reason. Could somebody come back to me on that? Was she raised by an aunt?
Grandma and
Her, Okay, so she was raised by a grandmother. We don't know nothing about Maurice or Marceau's childhood either. We only saw the mom once in season one, and it was fade to black. And now you got their brother Mark popping up online, telling his side of the story about his supposed relationship with Miss Van. Like, and then it's kind of like, what the hell? And then I also felt like something in the milk ain't clean with their dynamic as well, because when you go back to 2 episodes ago, when Marceau brung up Miss Van, he was trying to create a separation. Like, yeah, he was trying to make it to a gossipy. Like, yeah, he said that she pays his child support and everything.
mm-hmm.
Like, he was making like a gossipy thing instead of just like not really like. So, are y'all cool or not with your brother? So, and then when he got on Scotty's panel, he even mentioned how he was the oldest. So why did production show us that Maurice was the oldest if you got another older brother? Like the math
Because
wasn't
he's the
mathing.
forgotten one.
It's 8 of them.
Oh, it's 8 of them.
Two
Okay.
girls and 6 boys.
Okay. All
It's a
right.
lot of them. That's why I'm like, how many is these motherfuckers? They like roaches. But the thing with them is that even when he was saying like, if the brother coming out and saying that stuff, she said my name on that show. She wasn't the only one that said your name. Who the hell you supposed to be?
Right.
Everybody on that show said your name except Mel. So why are you attacking Miss Van? Like, why are you attacking her?
I feel like he's the forgotten Scott. But while I have y'all up here, I do want to ask, did any of y'all see Maurice live where he said he was protecting his brother? First of all, he did admit that it was embarrassing, which I was surprised. But he also said that he was protecting his brother along with the dentist who did his dental work because he lost
Girl, I
Dell
I
literally
saw
just
that. I
saw
saw
that
that.
right before I logged in. I was like, girl,
I
I
was
saw.
like, "Ooh, now Martell was gonna." So that leaves me to feel like it's some beef between those brothers.
I don't think so. My cousin said the same thing. I don't think so, Nola. I think they always doing shit to not tell their business. Like that's
I think
all
they be
they're
jonesing.
creating this stupid. They not beefing. They creating this stupid mess so that they won't have to go into details about what's really going on. That's all they do. Pay attention to everything that's going on. Never has anything to do with their family. They even with the Scots. The Scots don't tell shit. They keep talking about Destiny not telling none. Kimmy, she trying to focus on Destiny. You tell something. But they
Yeah, I
don't
think
tell
they be joking.
no, yeah, they don't
It's
tell
killing and
nothing.
spinning the narrative. I
Yeah.
just
So
think
they
they be
don't have to
jonesing
tell
on each
nothing.
other.
So now we're gonna be focused on the brothers, the Scott brothers beefing, and then now we talking about that and not talking about no real stuff that they got going on because they not beefing, they're not beefing, and then when Marcel like he's doing that little thing when he did with the little showing the builder's license and all that type of stuff. I'm like Marcel, shit, like they get on my nerves.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
it's given that the brothers are in competition with each other. It's kind of like Marcus trying to compete with both his brothers. Just I don't know, for ego purposes. I don't get it. It's kind of like at this point, I'm just looking at it like, so what is the point of us still watching if you're not going to give us everything? Give us everything. Like, what is it? Sounds like Carlos is still interesting in the Scots and still holding on to this dream spinoff that he wants because it's kind of like you are hanging everybody else to dry, but still want to give the Scots preferential treatment to where we don't know anything about them. We have to play Blue's Clues to figure out what their background is, who they are, what are they showing us? Is it real? Is it fake? Is it like in between? We it's kind of like when you're asking us as a consumer to spend 1 hour of our time watching a reality show and having to figure y'all out of what you're trying to give us. Like at the end of the day, that's kind of a wasted time and a wasted season at the end of the day. And I'm hoping that season 6, if Melody, I don't know if Melody's gonna come back. I think she should leave because I think her time has run its course. I think she give whatever's been given and let the Scots have it. If they want their dream spinoff, but show it that you can hold on without Melody and Martel because I doubt that they could. I doubt that they could. They're dry. They were even dry for the first 3 episodes. They gave us nothing, and I guarantee you, if Melody leaves, they will definitely be in. They will be screwed.
That's why
There
they
is no
want
Huntsville without Melody and
but that's why
Martell.
they
It's
want
their
what's
show.
her name on there. That's why they want Wanda and the best of her hillbilly people on there because they don't want to tell their stuff. So they want to make they're willing to sacrifice and make a mockery of Wanda on that show.
Hmm.
That's all they're doing. You see, they pushing all this stuff with Wanda, and what they doing? Sitting back doing watching, laughing.
Well, Wanda makes for good TV, number one. Let's be clear.
Wanda,
Number two,
Mhm.
Wanda's
That's
making
all
a
good to
mockery
say that
of her
right.
own self.
It's all
And
good.
like she said today, well, sometimes I be giving, not all the time you give it extra, bitch. Like, we already know what you over there doing. You like the attention, and that's purely attention seeking behavior. And she's getting a bigger check and bigger streams and more attention. And she trying to bring more money for her family down there in Bessemer while she taking care of T Man and all the people and her two husbands that she not taking care of or whatever. She trying to bank more money in her pocket. The more shows she's on, the bigger her stipend. Then she gets, I'm sure all of them get appearances and people asking her to come out. And here she is at her age. She ain't never had that type of attention before.
Mhm.
She likes it. So she continues to step up the acting. And we all know Carlos King is the king of mess on reality TV. So he knows what it takes to keep the ratings going because this show wasn't nothing like this. This show wasn't as trashy as it is, but they turned it into a good housewives slash love and hip hop type of thing, and which would never was supposed to be. But
Right. But won't that? But even if Wanda does get all the attention, doesn't that hurt Tisha on the back end? Because I'm sure Tisha was hoping that her, appearance on the show for 4 seasons would have paid off somehow. But now you got my mother getting a bigger exposure, and what's gonna be left for Tisha? And on the other hand, like, that's why I'm wondering, like, if they're gonna use Wanda as the main purpose to start mess and spark fire, then they have to figure out how they're going to incorporate Tisha, because Tisha, like I said, Tisha and Wanda are one and the same. They're like ebony and ivory. Like, at the end of the day, you can't pick one and sacrifice the other.
Ain't no sacrifice. Tisha continues to play the part that she's playing. She has to be somebody has to be a dominant and somebody has to be the subordinate. Marceau is a strong character, and him and Wanda arguing, like, that's the entertainment of it all. So if you pay attention to television, real television, before reality TV really got popped off, okay? Just think about it. If you go and watch Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, who was the ditzy one? Hillary, okay?
Yeah.
Go back and watch The Cosby Show. Who was the ditzy one? Theo and Cockroach. Again,
Yeah,
Carl
sure.
Payne. Go to Martin, who was a ditzy one. It
Cole.
was it was Cole. So in history of even scripted TV, there always had to be somebody who was dopey or somebody who just didn't get it all, or that played that character. Tisha is playing her part. There has to be a part that you could always dump on. There has to be somebody who's dry. Even in the reality TV world, there's always somebody y'all say, oh, that person is boring. Oh, that person is dry. But they always on the show for years and years and years. It's she's doing what needs to be done.
Keeping up,
I'm
man.
sorry. I'm sorry. The comment they give Color Purple reality version. I'm like, not Color Purple. No, let's not bring Whoopi into this. But yeah, I agree with you. Like, Tisha is staying in character, but I think she may need to be careful, because the more people start playing the character, the more they'll bring that character into real life. So I think that she may need to be careful with what she's asking for. I think the Scots need to be careful about what they're asking for. Period. Because what you manifested will come to light, and you will have no choice but to eat what you asked for.
Now, this
Well,
comment
they
right
6 years
here, I
in,
highlighted
so or
this.
whatever. Yeah, from 2018, they already getting what they getting. I was trying not to say Cynthia. Y'all so shady.
Excuse me, y'all. Now, this comment right here, I wanted to highlight because I was actually going to ask you guys about this next. It says, if they have permission to hide their reality life, what's the point of being on the show? Because at this point, they have been fake. So this is a two-part question. One, do you guys believe the rumor that they went to Carlos and Carlos allowed them not to quote unquote discuss Marceau's cheating and put that out there? And two, could Boom Boom Belinda be the reason why Tisha's saying they are paying women to come on the show and say they slept with Marceau, even though we didn't see her say that? But could she be one of the women they were talking about?
Why she didn't say that in front of Carlos? Why, when she had the interview with her and Marcel? I wonder why she didn't say that in front of him. But I think Carlos do have a thing with them to not show their business, because remember Mel said that when when they was at Galentine, that Tisha was like, well, who is he? Who he cheating with? And she said she gave Tisha a name, and they edited it out because the girl said if they say her name on the show, she was going to sue.
Mm-hmm.
And then as far as the second part, I don't think they're paying anybody, because she said they were paying women to come on the show to say they slept with Marcel. Then I think she corrected herself, because I mean, paying women to come on the show to say they slept with him, okay. But you talking about, you ain't say they was lying. They having people try to come and lie on my husband. And why would you still be there if that was the case?
Well, see, they can't just pay people to come on and say they slept with your husband, because there's a certain thing called defamation. Okay. You can and you cannot prove that you screwed somebody, but that's hard to tell, but when you really ain't screwed nobody and been around that person, it's defamation. All of that is defamation. And then you can prove a paper trail. You was paid and this is a conspiracy. I do not feel that the television company would risk themselves to have that type of lawsuit, to have that type of breach, to mess up their own show just to make up some shit. You know what I'm saying? Number one. Number two, people who are in TV knows that TV don't pay. You know, they ain't making no money on that show. So you mean to tell me they're gonna go out of their way to pay $150 to somebody? Say, "Oh, did you f this person?" No. If it happened, that means somebody sought them out to try to do it. But in all these seasons that they've had, we have not seen anybody on the show saying that they slept with him.
Not even on the blog. Now you haven't hear nothing on the blogs about a woman coming out saying I slept with my soul, this and the third. Not one in the blogs. But to answer the first part, I don't think that they went to Carlos to say we don't want our shit to come out because the Scots don't really have that strong of a power or more of a presence in the show to even ask for that type of demand. Like you have to earn that type of demand just by getting more scenes and just getting by more favoritism. Now they may have got more favoritism as far as editing is concerned, but as far as making those type of demands, I don't think so. You cannot outrace production. Meaning you cannot think one step ahead in front of them because they will find a way to go around you. It was kind of like at the end of the day, they're going to pick and choose what storyline they feel like is going to be more appropriate for the show. So you can't really try to like outsmart the production on their hand. That's not gonna work. And number two, Belinda, I'm not too sure about that because we just saw Belinda on the scene. She's not a cast, so I'm not too sure just what her role is in the situation. From what I understand from watching another content creator, they said that she used to work with Martel for his business when it came to doing the panel and everything. So she was basically his manager, I believe. So I'm not too sure what her placement is within this whole situation. But as far as like the Scots and the Carlos, yeah, no, I don't believe that they don't bring that, they don't have that type of favorite, that type of, sorry, I'm just trying to figure out a word. I don't think they have enough power or enough of a seat at the table to make those type of calls.
Okay, okay. I just had to ask because I don't. I'm. Y'all notice we ain't seen much of the house this year. But here's my thing. Like Princess was saying about the ditzy character. But here's why that don't work. You can't be the ditzy character for me. Here's why it don't work for me. You either ditzy and dumb, or you a boss. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
You can't
yeah,
be a ditzy dumb boss.
yeah.
It
You can't
doesn't
be
make any,
both.
it doesn't make any sense. Now all of a sudden Tisha bought Scout out the black, out the red into the black, and they're a multi-million-dollar company, which may or may not be true. I have not seen these people books. Right, but then on Saturday's episode, Marceau was like, basically, if somebody do you something, and then I'm going to go to jail, and the whole family
Mm-hmm.
gonna fall apart.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
Mm-hmm.
she's a boss. She
I
should be
said that.
able to hold the family together if
And
you go
then
to
come
jail.
bail you out. Come on, get
Yeah,
Right.
your Griselda Blanco on or something like that,
you know what I'm saying? If she's the boss, you can't have it both ways, and that's what happened when you try to fake your reality. I think the reality of it is Tisha was just like them children on Flowers in the Attic, like they showed us season one. Couldn't go nowhere, couldn't do nothing, and that was so much so she don't catch him in the streets.
Yeah.
See, sometime all of that where you're doing, what you're doing, where you at, and they acting like, oh, they was just calling you to check on you. No, it's so you don't run across them, and y'all ain't at the red light at the same time while he with his dip, and you with your sneaky link of the children.
Right.
I think that was the reality of their situation, and they showed it for years. Now all of a sudden she's the boss. She's running things. Stop playing in my face.
Yeah, I didn't believe that, especially when she was having that conversation with Martell. It didn't seem real. It didn't feel real that she was a multi-millionaire now. Like, I know she went to college and stuff like that. That I believe is real, that she's very college educated and stuff like that. But as far as the business is concerned, I don't believe that. Or it could be that he probably put her name. I think maybe he decided to put her name on certain business or certain business paperwork, and maybe had the plans where, God forbid, if shit falls through, he can like make her, take the financial brunt of all of it. What if Black falls through? Then what's gonna happen? It falls on Teacher's name. What if the house falls through? Then it's on Teacher's name. Every day he's probably was trying to smart his way out of it so that way he will not be financially responsible if, God forbid, they ever got a divorce or something happens in the long run.
No, no, no. I believe a lot of that stuff is in the LLC and held up in business holdings. It's not in their name. I can believe that she might be multi-millionaire just based off of how many years and stuff they put into this show, and where she may be getting money from other avenues and streams. Now, is
Mm.
she smart enough to be running them like a boss? Now that's the question. The question is not, do she have the money? Because she very well might have it. Uh, but she just may be recouping revenue via default from decisions that Marceau has made. Okay, let's not act like that when this show started, Scolt was not a holding for all of them. And she has stock in all of these business. She don't have to make the decision. You could sit down and shut up and make money. So I think that may be how she's has made a lot of money after. Now we know it wasn't the first season per se because Marceau has complained about her spending, but she got the money from somewhere. And Tisha just might be doing like her mama say, his money is your money and your money is your money. And that's the way they're doing it.
I don't think so. I don't believe they are multimillionaires. I don't believe Scott is a multi-million-dollar business. And I think that Marceau only had Martell go and talk to Tisha to demean him. Because
Which
I find it funny that when they talking about marriage 16 years, 800 years, all this marriage stuff. But if you notice, every time it comes to some money, they talk separately. They talk about, this is Tisha's stuff. This is my stuff. Well, Tisha got this. Tisha got this. Tisha doing this. Y'all married, so it's y'all business. Why you and Tisha didn't talk to Martell? I understand you saying she has the majority of stock and stuff like that, but why is it you not talking to Martell with Tisha? He did that to demean Martell, which he deserved it, but he did it to demean Martell. But when he asked Martell for help, Martell got his wife involved and they helped them.
right.
And then if Scott was in the red, if Scott was in the red when they bought Martell out, what did they have to buy him out with? And if that was the case, also, why you want to buy somebody else? No, you stand because you need to help get this business back afloat in the green. But you mean to tell me Mel helped y'all set up this building? I mean, this business is you and Martell supposed to be heading it, but the business that Mel and Martell had was actually a multi-million-dollar business, but now that you and Martell is on this business, it's in the green, it's in the red. They was either using the money from that business to fund their escapades with them women, or they lying.
Ain't enough money and ain't enough hoes in the world for that. But let me read something to you. One thing, this is just one article, and I could send it to Nola, but it's exactnetworth.com. This was published March 28th, 2021. And this says Marceau Scott is an American reality TV personality, best known for his appearance on OWN's reality show, Love and Marriage Huntsville, Professionally, he is a commercial general contractor and currently working as a president of a construction company, Scolt Industries Incorporated. And as of 2022, Marceau Scott's net worth is estimated to be around $10 million. They got to say, see, they might be making deals
They're not making 10 million. I
that we
mean,
don't know about. And
10 million
I mean, we just don't know.
I
I
don't.
don't know about no
I
$10
don't. When
million
I look at them, I
myself.
don't see
They
$10 million.
said net
I
worth.
don't
That
see
don't
one
mean how
million.
much you got in the bank. Those are two different things.
Yeah,
Right.
I know what you
Yeah.
mean. I know what you mean. I don't see it. And people that's worth $10 million don't get loans for $800,000. I don't think. I don't see it. I don't see it. I don't think that's
Worth is
correct either.
assets. He might not have it in liquid.
Right. He might not have it liquid.
Yeah, he might not. I don't think anything they have is worth $10 million. I don't think Skull is worth $10 million. It's a $10 million company. The
We
way
are, see, that's the thing. People keep we keep assuming that everything comes from Scope. I think they probably got a portfolio. You got to include black, all that other stuff. That they probably got a portfolio, and he's getting money off of doing contracts, not for just Martell and them, but for other people. Commercial contracts are worth far more money. He could have been invested in Bitcoin. We don't know.
And let's not also add like events that he does with Tisha outside of the show as a promotion, so he probably gets a revenue off of that as well.
I mean, I
So
ain't gonna say they. I ain't gonna say I feel like these people broke, and I will say they definitely got more money in their pocket in their bank account than I do in mine. Okay, because Carlos King don't have me on the payroll. Um, but I think if they have that kind of money, not it's definitely not liquid. It's not um money that they can go and touch if they have that kind of money. But I do think, sometimes people lie about what they worth. But I don't think all of their money come um from scope. And I will say, we all know when you've been doing this in the reality for as long as they have, even though we all may feel like they don't bring their reality, they don't give as much. That salary goes up every year, and both of them are getting checks because both of them are on the show.
Yeah,
right, but it's not always about what you have or how much you worth. What are you willing to show what you to show, and not only at the money. Money comes, money goes every day. Like you can gain some money and you can lose some money. It's about how you're gonna prove your worth as an individual. Like show up that you're worth $10 million. Show up not just by how your business is, but it's how you handle personal shit, how you handle people, period, and whether it's through business or with through everybody else. So at the end of the day, whether they have $10 million or not, they need to move as if like they're worth $10 million, not just because of their bank account, but basically how they handle their business and how they communicate and how they think and strategize their business in order to maintain their enterprise as a couple.
and you can take people out the ghetto, but that don't mean you take the ghetto out the person.
You're right
Exactly.
about that. You're right about
Exactly.
that. Princess, do you see what it say Martell was worth?
I was still double checking on myself
Oh,
because I like to look at more than one site, and I'm looking at multiple sites, and they are saying $10 million. Let me look up Mark. You said Martell?
yeah.
They said
Somebody in
so.
the chat was asking.
So I did see online. I don't remember exactly where it was. But it was saying that the men were more worth more than the women. So all of the men were like worth 10 million, with Tisha and Kimmy being worth 8 million and Mel being worth 2 million.
So Mel producing the show and created the show, but she got the least amount of money, even though she got a deal with Balenciaga and all that. Okay.
I mean, that's the article that was put out. I'm not saying it was accurate. I'm just saying that's what I saw, but I don't remember exactly where I saw it from. He should have bought that byline like Wiki. He could have bought that byline like Wiki. People can add that information to make themselves seem more valuable to do business
Mm-hmm.
with.
That is so true. Like my teacher has always told me, cause I'm in college, and my teacher always tells me, don't ever use Wikipedia because people do have access to change their information and make it seem more than what it is.
They're
It
not
also
Google
has an
say
exit button on
So there's
Wikipedia. It
another
is like
site.
that.
so
Mhm.
not Google
There's
say
another
that
site.
goes
I
lower
found one
500.
site.
Not
I
500.
don't know when this was published, but this other site still says, even though it's lower, between and $5 million. So even if it's $2 million,
You
or
still
he got
multi-million.
$1 million and she got $1 million, that's multiple
It's
$1 million.
$500,000.
Okay, so
Now this I don't believe. This I don't believe. This I definitely don't believe. I
That's
don't believe she
yeah. I
worth
don't believe that either.
500K.
Yeah.
I do not believe South Bay is worth 500K
The-
at all.
With no vehicle.
But let me ask y'all a question. How do you think the reunion is gonna play out? I don't know how many episodes we got left of the season, but how do you think the reunion
This
will play
season,
out?
first of all, this season they said we were getting 15 episodes. We're on episode what, 3?
Uh,
Five, I think four or
no,
five
I
of
thought this was the second half, even though I haven't watched. They said this is still like season 4,
This is
and
like
this is
season
the
4B
this
or
is the
something like
second
this.
half.
Right. So, but my thing is, they said we were getting like 15 episodes. So, what episode we on now? This is probably gonna run us till almost Christmas. And Lord Jesus, I'm gonna try to be here for y'all through the time and the
I'm gonna try to
duration.
be here too. I can't make any promises, me
the
too, but
good thing, right.
Okay, Martell is estimated worth $20 million. They said Martell Holt is a businessman and reality TV star from the United States. He's popularly known for his role in Love and Marriage Huntsville on the Oprah Winfrey Network. Holt and Holt Entrepreneurship LLC and Holt Custom Homes are two businesses co-owned by Martell. With all of his endeavors, Martell Holt has an estimated net worth of 20 million as of 2022.
Now, I don't believe that. Cause why he couldn't pay the light bill?
I don't believe it either, but here we go. Them liquids, but he had to file bankruptcy, so he must have been protecting something. Let
Yeah,
me keep
because
swimming.
what's coming out, them debt collectors. I don't nothing.
But
Martell
he was
he need
mad
that
at
money to buy
Melody.
clothes.
He told her that she was effing his money up, okay? Yeah, and this same Melody is worth 2 million. So I don't feel. And what kind of deals are they doing for these men? He worth 20 million, but she worth $2 million. That doesn't make sense to me.
Yeah, the sad part is I can see Melody being worth 2 million. That's it.
Here's another article, September 3rd, 2022. He said he is worth 22 million.
Girl, what? Now you know I just don't believe it. Doing what? People still ain't getting their wine.
I'm about to say the wine ain't even
With
delivered.
every one of his undertakings, Martell Holt has an expected net worth of $20 million starting around 2022. That these keywords is worth. Worth. I don't mean he got it. That means he's just worth it. If you killed him and you sold off all his stuff. So, all these people
If
got
he had
stuff.
anything worth any of that, he'd kill his own self to get it. So no, I don't believe that. I can't
That
see.
stuff be tied up in deals. This is high
Yeah,
end,
what deal?
high end real estate. Nobody ever said that they never owned this stuff down in Huntsville. Nobody ever said that.
What's up? Because hold is the dissolve. You know what? I want to know,
The
Princess.
real estate, though.
Do you know what happened with the 47 acres? Didn't they have to sell it or something? But
yeah,
what
they
Yeah.
had
did
to.
they
Yeah,
get
they
from
had to
that?
sell it. They had to sell it because nobody was willing to put their name on on the contract. Basically, Maurice and Marcel. Remember, Maurice and Marcel in season 1 decided not to sign a contract to invest in the 47
Yeah,
acres because they were confused with how their stocks and their business was going to be affected. So yeah, they had to sell it. And mind you, they dragged that out for the entire season. Melody kept like wanting to buy them out, and they were like literally like being some cheap prostitutes, not wanting to give up anything in return.
Yeah, this
But I'm saying that, Melanie and Martell had that in the divorce. So what happened with it after, and how much did they get from that?
well, let me read this. But
Okay.
again, these are valuations of things. Like the company I just worked at, we still in the hood, and I did a valuation. I looked up that company. At one time, the company did $1 million in work, and I'm looking like, well, where your money at? You know what I'm saying? And but you might not see it. We may not ever see it, but somehow it flows through there. This says Martell co-claims two organizations, Holt Custom Homes and Holt and Holt Entrepreneurship
not
LLC.
not even with no
Holt
teeth. I'm done.
Martell Holt's assessed net worth starting around 2022 is $22 million, which incorporates the entirety of his assets and attempts. Okay. Holt Custom Homes, his multi-million-dollar organization, is possessed by him, and he's a fruitful money manager. His
What
TV
was it?
show Facilitating has contributed fundamentally to his paid development. He has partaken in a luxurious way of life because the large number of dollars he has procured from his real
Mm-mm,
domain businesses.
mm-mm.
On the show Love and Marriage Huntsville, he has likewise gotten large chunk of change for his career also. Notwithstanding his assets, the eminences the eminences from his offer of his book show that he is a fruitful writer. Moreover, he gets a nice compensation from the brand supports and paid web-based entertainment advancements. He has a net worth of 22
Wow.
million and a compensation of 2.1 million every year. So they say he makes $2 million a year. They say Marceau makes $1 to $5 million a year.
But the Holt and Holt was closed and dissolved
Right.
It was
when they got this.
dissolved between
Got
the
the
two of
divorce.
them. That don't mean he didn't cash out. And when you have an LLC of a company or a business name, you can still buy out the name. It was dissolved between the two of them.
Well, but then how he gonna run it without a builder's license?
He can run a company. I can buy a real estate company or whatever. That just means I can't build the home. I can contract a third party consultant in order to do it.
But if he had that, why would he be trying to get into Scout?
Because that's the third party company to do it. Why not do it? It's smarter to be the owner of the company, and you could get a bigger piece of the chunk rather than to have to pay somebody else to do it. Just the same way with one of my business. My friend is a titty consultant and I'm buying a bra shop. I don't know shit other than I have a set of titties about how to put this stuff on you, but she has 20 years of experience. I'd rather give her a piece of the pie, buy her into the company because I know she's going to make more money for me and do the work and work in the store. It's just about methodology of how you're going to make more money.
I mean, okay, well, I can see where that makes sense, but um, that I just Martell being worth 22 million. Just I
It's
just don't
not giving 22 million. It's not giving
It's the
add up.
assets.
Just
All of
add
these
up.
are valuations, and those are tricky words. He ain't got it either. He don't got it. But those are assets and valuations of businesses. They value your business at that price.
So that's basically what the business is appraised for.
right. Equal
Correct.
to
There we
one
go.
It's
food truck or
basically what
something
the
like
business. So
that.
they're taking what the business is potentially appraised for or at, and saying that it's worth this. Which I know. I mean, we know what appraisals is worth because you can look at a house and it says appraised at this much, and then you go see the house and it ain't worth a damn.
And Martell ain't worth the damn. Okay.
That's how I feel about it. I just feel personally, like I say, they all got more coins in the bank than me. You know what I'm saying? personally. But
That's to be determined, Nola. Because what about that?
ain't nobody. I know one thing. Ain't nobody better not sit up here, better not type in a comment that Wanda were anything more than $50. I'm not gonna believe it. There's
Have you
no
said
way.
she got a
No, I
million?
know you lying. I know
Like
you
you
lying for
say she got a million.
she got 1,000,000.
I said if you said that
Oh,
she got a million, I'm
I
like,
was about
nah.
to say not the way when she walked in Jalen house and them kitten heels was running over to the left and the right at the same damn time. No, God, she don't. Mm-mm, no. I mean, they like I say, they've been on TV for a while. I do see them advertising speaking engagements all the time.
Right.
I would never take a master class on marriage from Tisha and Marceau ever unless I wanted to learn how to stepfoot wife. And stepfoot wife ain't nothing that I would want to be. So I don't, you know what I'm saying? I don't know God. No. No, but I mean, they out there doing different things and like their wine, you can actually buy a subscription to the wine. We looked it up that they have and it says like they go all the way up to $1,500. I mean, I don't know who paying $1,500 for you.
1,500. I can go to the
Yeah,
store. I can go.
Pull
I can go
that
to.
up.
yeah, I don't know who paying that kind of money for that. But I mean, if you have 3 or 4 people buying it, at $1,500, I mean, they have different levels. Tracy Chappelle, stop playing with me. I'm about to time you out in my chat for telling these lies.
Now look, I found something else.
Not
This
Destiny
one
Tate.
says,
5 million.
according to reports, Martell is estimated to have a net worth of roughly 10 million. However, it is thought that he makes a revenue of about 125,000 a year.
I can
So
believe that.
so he probably is worth, I give him somewhere in the middle because something else say 15 to 18 million. So maybe he's worth about 15 million
He's
again
worth
in
about 100,000 that he makes a year.
valuation of assets. I don't think he makes only 125,000 a year. I would
Okay.
hope he makes more than that. I know OWN is not paying up the ass, but he's been on that show for 5 years and they keep escalating. I would hope that his pay from the show alone is more than that because the housewives over there getting paid 1 million for a season. So
And the
I hope,
EP.
And he get an EP check as
Yeah,
well.
he's still the EP.
yeah, I hope that they will be dropping down at least 500,000 on him a year.
I don't think so.
But I
To
mean, you
be
get a
honest,
raise
they
in your
should
job,
be though.
EP, and start a show. At least a half. If he was on Bravo, they'd be giving him 2 million or 3 million right now. So a 500,000 is fair.
They should be up there because, like, that is like probably the best reality show that's on TV right now. Like, I like Potomac, and that's the probably only one I will put above that one.
Potomac do bring it. Potomac do bring it. I have to give you guys
I
my.
gotta watch it, right?
I have to give
Deb
Potomac.
is so stupid.
He better not be in here talking about a boss. I knew it. Why did I know he was in here talking about a boss? Sounds like Martell might be a boss. Let me tell you what Martell is: a cheating, conniving, dirty dick energy, having scum suck, soul suck.
Martell is a boss. That's why he got all these
Girl,
girls on his wing there.
Martell. Let me tell you what Martell is. Martell is trying to find passage to the chateau. Okay, that is what he's doing. Trying to find passes to the chateau. But now I'm wondering if Martell is going to be featured on. I can't imagine him not even trying to get a check from Bravo if he's going to be on scenes in Row
He
House.
has to get a check.
He
He
but
has
won't
to get
that but won't
something
that vi-
because he's a SAG card member, and he has a stipend. Like they have to give him something. It's not like he's Latoya forever bringing his ass up there for $1,000. No, they not probably making it rain on him. But if he's giving a storyline and he's giving uh drama and giving good TV. That's really the only reason why they let his ass on there.
Well,
So
we
they have to pay him. I'm sure they gave him a little coin, not a big coin, but they gave him a
A
love
small
offering.
small change. But won't
I'm
that
about to say
buy?
because they say he just got into it. Him and Kenya had an argument down to Ross party, so you know that's got to be featured because it's something with Kenya Moore.
But won't
You
that
know they
violate
gonna
his
show
con?
that.
But won't that violate his contract with OWN? Won't that be an issue with
Who
OWN that
said
said,
that? How do we know what his contract is?
meaning like, won't they feel away like, hey, you can't be over at Bravo because you here with us. So unless you gonna figure how you
Why?
gonna be, so I don't
Why?
know.
I would never sign a contract like that to say I can't go get another job. It's not a conflict of interest. And
Right.
NBC
It is.
Universal and Clear Channel and all them damn channels, they own all them fucking
Uh-huh.
channels anyway.
Mm, yeah, even yeah.
I mean, I don't know, but they said, well, the reason why the question saying that because it came out, they were saying that Charade, like Bravo, isn't allowing Charade to be featured on Love and Marriage Huntsville.
Mm,
Well, that's because that's what Bravo does.
It's
OWN is
probably a
just a
limited
far lesser
capacity.
thing. Bravo is the mafia. And I know we used to get in trouble when we was over there on that other channel about saying certain shit about Bravo and dealing with Bravo.
mm,
But it had to be a reason for that. And it's probably not directly in her contract. There's some subordinate shit that no contest or whatever.
mm,
Yeah, but that's what but that's where that is coming from because it also said, so it was said that their contracts was like saying when it first came out, like, oh, they're doing this for a storyline, and it was like, well, it can't be a storyline because their contracts don't allow them to be on other networks. So that was
Yes, and look at this, okay? Carlos King left Roa. You think that they gonna let you go over there to the op's house and go kick it? Nah, hell no, you can't go over there. I don't like her.
right.
but they won't mind taking one of Carlos King's employees.
And they probably could go on there in a limited capacity. I don't see. I would definitely see in their contracts about them being of any like major part on two different reality shows on two different networks. And when Carlos went to OWN, he had been from Bravo for a minute, so he was out of contract with them. Just like Monique was able to go to the over there because she was out of her contract with Bravo. But you see how they had Dr. Contessa and them from Bravo on there and Dr. Heavenly on that Love and Marriage Huntsville stuff. So they can
Maybe
come
they
over
don't work
there, but like
together.
I said, it might be in a limited capacity.
And it might be the show that it might just be her. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
Okay, okay, child. Well, y'all tell me something. Y'all tell me something, baby, because I was sure trying to figure it out. Okay, so they can show up at social events. Okay, but they just can't.
The principal characters.
Okay.
That makes sense.
That would make sense. Like, you can show up to social events, have your little small section of screen time, but you cannot be fully engaged with the rest of the cast. You cannot be a part, like a full on cast. Like, I get it.
Okay.
So Heavenly said she had to get appearance. So social events are considered cameos. Okay, so maybe we won't
Okay.
get.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
we might not get no scenes with him down to the shed. So she gonna be sitting at the table crying again, talking in the park crying. This time Martell couldn't be on the show because Carlos Kane said no.
If he
Right,
got into it with Kenya, y'all know they
right.
definitely gonna show that. They might have to buy on out to get Martell because if he got into it with Kenya, you already know they probably came to blows because Kenya ain't gonna let down and Martell ain't gonna let down either. They good for going back and forth with a woman, and Kenya won't. Oh, because she kind of
Martell, you
different with
get
men,
turned on by that shit. You know that,
and,
right?
and, and Kenya
And
she
so
act
does
kind of
he.
different with men. So
They get turned on by that stuff. And they know it's good for television. Both of them do. They're good actors and actresses.
what if they get together?
I don't think Kenya will ever be that desperate for me. I think after Mark she gonna raise her standards. I would hope. I would hope after Mark.
I ain't got no sense. What? He might like Kenya. I can see him with Kenya better more than I can see him and Sheree.
I can't see no man, no woman with that man. I just can't. He
Y'all
hasn't.
keep thinking
And
them
I
people don't get a check. They have to pay them via SAG. They might not get a check like a contract, but
Mm-hmm.
anybody who says something on television, it's like they are part of the union. Like the union pays them. Like I know people that didn't even make it on TV. They
Like
say two
extras.
words. They
Uh-huh.
getting a check.
Right.
Yeah, I believe that. I think that's correct because they have, like you say, they gotta pay them. But I wonder, it's probably some peanuts. So
It's
depend
just some
on what.
peanuts.
Yeah,
It
but
ain't.
they
That's why
gotta.
they say
Yeah,
they
you
don't get
right.
no check.
Oh
It's not
yeah.
no significant amount of money, but to them, but it's something. They get something because legally they have to pay them for their labor.
So what, Princess? So what you think about like how they say on the Housewives, like the men don't get? They just
They
sound like
get
the
a
men don't
check
get
if
paid
if
that
you say
much.
something
Uh-huh.
on television, right? You get invited to the SAG union or
Mm-hmm.
AFTRA. You have to pay your AFTRA and your SAG union dues every year. You talking about that's a couple of $1,000.
Mm-hmm.
Every time you're on television, somebody got to pay you. Somebody got to pay you. Even if it's out the discretionary fund. If your likeness and your voice is used, they have to pay you.
there we have it. Now they might not make as much as the wives, but they get something.
Correct. It
Yeah.
might be
Okay.
$1,000. It's a minimum amount of pay versus hours that is like the law that they have to pay you.
Child. Well, let me go around here so I could be an extra, so they could be having to pay me.
Now, see, extras not supposed to talk. See, that's the difference. But they do pay extras too. And you pay an hour there, that's a day rate.
Oh no, I want to talk and read. I want to talk.
And you're gonna have to pay SAG or AFTRA
Girl, I pay
in
Santa
order.
extra. Come on, pay me. I pay
You
them
got
both.
to pay them first, and they have to invite you. It literally costs a couple of thousand a year to be a part of the union.
Join the channel, y'all, so I could become part of the union. No, I'm just playing. I'm just no. Not. But I've thought about it. I've thought about auditioning for roles and stuff. I just haven't done it. But girl, well, I want to thank you all for coming up here with me. Moral of the story, the lesson that we learned tonight is that God gave us all tums, TUMs, and not tongues. And don't talk so much that you become a walking hypocrite and talk over yourself on the own things that you say. Pay attention to what you say, child, especially when you on reality TV because it's being recorded.
A lie
Exactly.
is the hardest thing to remember.
Okay, thank you. And when you tell one lie, you gotta
You
tell
got to
two.
tell another.
To
Gotta tell
cover it up.
another.
About 5,000 tonight. Y'all go give a shout out, go like the video, comment and subscribe. Of course, join the channel. I appreciate you all for being here. And if you're wondering about the live that we were talking about in regards to Wanda wanting a DNA test on an unborn fetus, which is the lie that she tried to come up with for the use of what she was talking about with Melody, go check out Giving You the Real Tea. Like the video over there, comment, and subscribe as well. And with that, good night, everybody.
Good night.
Good night.
Good enough.